Aloha and welcome. My name is Taylor Norris, and I'm an astrologer and Reiki master teacher. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you about the Jupiter in Cancer transit and the class I'm also teaching on this transit. I'm so excited about this. This is a really wonderful change of pace from the intensity and the depth of Saturn. With Jupiter, it feels like we are bringing in so much abundance and so much goodness as Jupiter changes signs from Gemini, the very last degree of Gemini, and enters Cancer on June 9th. So I'm teaching my class on June 9th. So if you really want to go deep into this transit, go deep into your natal Jupiter, then you'll definitely want to stay tuned, hear about what will be included in the class. But for everyone in this video, I'm going to offer some insights and initial impressions about what's coming through. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right, so this slide lays out some of the key dates you will want to be aware of. So Jupiter has been in Gemini since May 26, 2024, so just over a year. And Jupiter will move into Cancer on June 9th, 2025. We will look at the Ingress chart on the next slide. Jupiter was last in Cancer from June 26, 2013 to July 15th, 2014. So think back in your life, what was going on for you between June 2013 and July 2014. You could expect that the similar areas of your life, similar themes may be coming up in the ascending spiral for you to check back in and expand and welcome in greater abundance and greater adventure into this area of your life. So whatever house that transit Jupiter will be transiting in Cancer. So wherever Cancer is in your chart, that will give you a clue to the life areas, but it's really good to just think back to the time period as well. So Jupiter enters Cancer June 9th of this year and will remain in Cancer for just over a year and enter Leo June 29th, 2026. So we have a year of this transit, and Jupiter is said to be exalted in Cancer. So this is really, really incredible. This feels like emotional mastery is a key theme that is really coming through. Jupiter's transit in Gemini was all about mental mastery, among many other things, but that's one way you could really summarize Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter in Cancer, Cancer ruled and guided by the moon. The zodiac sign that's ruled and guided by the moon is Cancer. And so we're tending into themes of hearth and home and family, roots, our inner world, our emotional security, our emotional foundation, our psychic depths of our being, and also our inner child as well. That pure innocence and inner child, our connection to the earth, our connection to the waters, our connection to all of nature. And as we will see in the next slide, lots of different opportunities for galactic expansion, contact, remembering, upgrades, elevations in our consciousness, our psychic abilities, our psychic mastery. These are all being amplified as well. In medical astrology, the chakra in Jyotish, the science of light, the chakra that's associated with Jupiter is the third eye chakra, and Jupiter has a blue ray. So the class I'm teaching, it's called Third Eye Knowledge and Psychic Guidance. So I think for all of us at our different levels in our journey, our different stages and steps in our journey, we will see an amplification and elevation of our third eye, our intuition, and really taking it to that next level of mastery and clarity and grounding, as we will talk about more in just a moment. So this year, Jupiter will be moving direct through Cancer. It will be racing through Cancer until November 11th of this year. It will station retrograde at 25 Cancer, 9 minutes, and be retrograde until March 10th of next year. And at 15 degrees Cancer in 5 minutes, it will station direct and start moving back through those degrees of Cancer and moving on through the rest of Cancer zodiac sign and racing its way into Leo by June of next year. So this is the galactic chart of Jupiter entering Cancer. So the exact moment Jupiter enters Cancer, it's occurring at 11:02 a.m. Hawaii time on June 9th. So we will actually be in class if you choose to be in the class when Jupiter moves into Cancer. Very, very exciting here. You can see there are so many different star alignments. They're very powerful star alignments. We will go into more depth in class, of course. And you could see in this chart that Jupiter is following Mercury into Cancer. Mercury will have just passed through its conjunction to Jupiter and is now separating in its conjunction to Jupiter, leading the way into new territory, leading the way into those emotional depths, emotional mastery. And as Jupiter and Mercury enter Cancer, they are also in trine to Haumea, beautiful dwarf planet, Hawaiian goddess, symbol of the new earth, rebirth, regeneration, in the sign of Scorpio, infinite depth, psychological mastery, true union with the divine, such devotion, such loyalty, such wisdom in the depth of our being, in the depth of our water. So this really feels like this is going to be, I'm getting this powerful like wealth and abundance signature to it. Again, Jupiter exalted in the sign of Cancer. So very, very powerful. Also very notable, when Jupiter enters Cancer, it will be approaching its exact square to Saturn at 1 degree of Aries. And this is the third and final of those Jupiter square Saturns we've been dealing with for almost the last year. So this is like a final ignition and final initiation, final action steps. And as Cancer and Aries are cardinal zodiac signs, it feels like we will be taking some kind of action. There will be some sort of manifestation and some kind of change that is initiated with this, and this is happening on the world axis as well. So we're likely to see global things manifesting as well relative to home, family, roots, land, waters, all sorts of different things could be coming up here. Leadership, hopes, religion, Jupiter and Neptune both being involved here. I will leave that interpretation for the mundane astrologers, but just to know that the Jupiter-Saturn cycle is one that we do see manifest very strongly in the global stage as well. So be in the noticing of that. Looking at some of the star alignments too, Sun with Regal star, Bellatrix, this does point to more of that psychic guidance, knowledge, education, remembrance, ancient Egyptian connections, ancient Atlantis connections coming into view, being amplified, the nodes with Markab, anchoring in greater stability. Jupiter in Cancer does feel like it will be helpful for anchoring in roots and stability, because as we are opening our intuition, as we're opening our third eye, we're receiving this knowledge, this remembrance, this awakening, this expansion. We need to root and ground very, very deeply, and the zodiac sign of Cancer is very, very helpful In this Ingress chart too, it's interesting to see that the moon is in Sagittarius and joyful, adventurous, optimistic. Let's go and explore new territories and really excited for this new change of pace. And in this chart too, making a trine with the Saturn Neptune conjunction in Aries, sextiling Pluto, that, the change is here and we're ready for it and we're ready to be active co-creators of it. And so much of that can be done very quietly in our own emotional and inner landscape, in our imagination, in our dream work, in our Reiki journeys and shamanic journeys and meditations, and how we're relating to home and family and roots and land and heritage, and really seeking to extract and embody and express and be more aware of all of the wisdom that is contained within each and every one of us. Cancer is a feminine water sign, a cardinal water sign. So all the seeds of our knowledge and our expansion exist within us. What's also very powerful in this chart, well, like all of it, every line of this galactic chart is just like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to dive into it more. But Venus is really coming through strong here, newly entering Taurus here at 3 degrees 41 minutes, opposing the Shapley attractor. And this is really coming through as something that we're going to explore in the journey in class. It's like, how does Venus fit into this? She's helping us attract that abundance, that grounding, and to even explore the octaves of the heavens of consciousness, the octaves of the dimensions, if you want to think of them that way. In Holy Fire Reiki, we talk about the 12 heavens of consciousness, and that from the third heaven up, they're all enlightened. And what I'm seeing is you can explore the 12 heavens from this solar system perspective, and then you can start to explore the heavens beyond that, the dimensions beyond that, all enlightened, when you're going into other star systems within the Milky Way galaxy. And that's kind of a different octave of these higher heavens of consciousness. So there's like the solar system level and octave of the 12 heavens. There's the galactic center at the center of the Milky Way galaxy level of these higher heavens of consciousness. There's the supergalactic center level of an octave of these heavens of consciousness. There's a great attractor beyond that octave and levels of heavens and consciousness. And then there is the Shapley attractor octave of the levels of consciousness and the heavens of consciousness. And we're going to be going all the way out there because Venus is really offering a portal into that, and also drawing all of that energy back into our bodies, back into the earth star chakra. So I'm just super excited about that. Jupiter also is making some very powerful star alignments as it moves over those final degrees of Gemini. Polaris, our North Star, our guiding light, our soul's highest guidance, our soul purpose, our life purpose, really being in that alignment with the truth of who you are and why you're here, and being really clear about that and tapped into that. Mars with Alphard is also underlining this theme of emotional mastery. I do see that particular star very strongly coming through with emotional mastery, connection to yoga and ancient India and the rishis and the Himalayas and the Tibetans, and all of the lore and the mastery and the traditions of connecting, and even beyond that linking into like ancient Vega and Lyra. So lots and lots to talk about. The Jupiter and Gemini me wants to just keep sharing into this. Yeah, we will look at all of this in greater depth in class. Jupiter conjunct Polaris, Betelgeuse, and then it will also be conjoining Sirius B Mersums. It will conjoin Alhenna and Gemini. Jupiter will make conjunct alignment to Sirius A, to Canopus and Argo, to Castor and Pollux and Gemini, to Procyon and Canis Minor. I also wanted to talk about this very important theme. This is my dinner last night. So, one of the most obvious and beautiful ways we can really ground and root and nourish ourselves, Cancer is a zodiac sign that's all about nourishment, our physical nourishment, our emotional nourishment, the divine mother, activating our inner divine mother as we parent ourselves, as we show up as mother to others as well, showing that appreciation, showing that love and care. And so, with Cancer being the sign of the gourmand and the beautiful creator with food, make yourself some nice meals, get a new recipe book, pull out the family recipes, try something new, try some new flavors, some new tastes, some new colors. Look how colorful all of this is. This meal was epic. It completely blew me away. It was more flavorful and tastier than anything I'd eaten in recent memory, like probably in at least the last year or so. I'd gotten really, really boring with the same kind of dinner for months on end. I have a very high tolerance for being able to eat the same thing, if as long as it's something I really, really enjoy. And even though I really, really love the kind of meal formula I was using for dinner, I was like, I needed something new. And so I had so much fun creating this meal, buying some different fruits and vegetables, making a total mess in my kitchen, which is also very much like not my vibe. Like, I'm so clean and neat and organized. So I let myself make a complete mess in the kitchen, and that act of creativity is that willingness to like make a mess, get all the paints out, get all the colors out. And it really felt like in my kitchen I had like the whole artist palette of all the different ingredients and the colors and the combination and the flavors, and making it pretty, letting myself decorate and actually make something that was really, really beautiful and looked really, really nice, and that I could sit down and mindfully enjoy each bite and just be so very satisfied. So, for me, Jupiter and Cancer, I'm going to be trying out all these very fun, raw vegan, Japanese inspired recipes, sushi rolls, different sauces and fillings, and all kinds of things, all the different flavors. So I'm really, really excited. And this is completely guilt-free, just super high vibe, all raw and living food options that just feel so nourishing. I felt so energized after eating this too. This was my dinner meal, so I was kind of like, gosh, I need to like calm down now. Usually the evening meal I can kind of like relax after, and that like turning down, turning inward, like shutting down for the end of the day. But after this, I felt so alive. It had some fermented foods in it. So play in the kitchen, be very, very creative. Maybe it's like you're redecorating your home, making good food, any kind of way that you can really like spruce up your home and your palette, and let your inner child kind of guide the way for this one too. So have lots of fun. I hope this slide inspires you. I used to make really beautiful meals like this all the time when I was doing vegan and raw vegan chefing and holistic health coaching. So it felt really good to kind of like bust out the old skills and take some nice pictures and make something a little bit more presentable here. One other thing I'll mention about Jupiter in Cancer is that Cancer zodiac sign, it's ruled and guided by the moon. The stone for the moon is the pearl. So if you have some pearls, you can really embrace that Jupiterian magic, or any stone that feels very good for you. Definitely explore that. And the yellow sapphire is the stone for Jupiter. it feels like this whole Jupiter and Cancer transit, this is your time to work with the moon. If you don't already work with the moon, start working with the moon. If you're already working with the moon, deepen your work with the moon in some way. Again, however you feel guided and intuitively led to this. One way you can do that, you can come to my new moon distant Reiki shares or enjoy the recordings of those Reiki shares. Find other ways to connect with the moon visibly. Go out and look at the moon, see where the moon is moving through the zodiac signs, moving through your chart. There are just so many ways. I have an oracle deck that has the moon and the signs and the phases, and it's like the more ways to work with the moon, the better. Jupiter's gonna be there the whole next year, really amplifying our work and our receiving with the moon. One other thing I want to show you, this is turning into a class. Something that's been coming through really, really strongly for Jupiter and Cancer is the mycelium network. The mycelium network of our planet Earth. In the journeying class, we will be going into this, exploring this, and this same mycelium network also being present in space. And you can see I've been watching Star Trek Discovery lately. And this is one of the lieutenant commanders, a specialist in the mycology, and he's in the mycelium network, the intergalactic, interstellar mycelium network that they actually use to jump their starship, many, many millions of light years all over the galaxy. They even use this mycelium network to just travel instantaneously to a whole other universe. It's absolutely incredible. Here's another picture of him traveling through the mycelium. And then there's this picture as well. And it's really interesting too, especially in this first picture, this bioluminescence. This was really coming through in a journey I did lately as well. That ability to shine in the dark, shine light and color in the darkness. This seems related to Jupiter and Cancer as well. So in our beautiful class, you can see this class page, taylornorrisreiki.com. It will be in the description box below this video. It's occurring on June 9th, 8 a.m. Hawaii time until 11:30 a.m. Hawaii time on Zoom. It will be recorded, so if you can't make it, no problem, no worries. You will have access to the recordings in a private group hosted on my website where you can view those at your leisure, repeat them as many times as you like, and you will be a part of the sacred circle if you can't join live. And if you can, yay! I'm so excited to see you there. So you can read more about it, but I'm just gonna talk to you about I'm going to look at the PowerPoint and kind of share some of the information that's been coming through for class, just so you know more about like what's included. And because the class page shows kind of like more general information, I'll tell you a little bit of the specifics of what we will cover. So we'll look at even more dates than what I just showed in this brief slide presentation, all the different dates Jupiter was in Cancer, so you can think about prior Jupiter and Cancer transits. We will look at Jupiter in astrology, natal Jupiter, Jupiter in medical astrology, what it governs, what it does in the body, the Jupiter cycle. We will look in greater depth at the Ingress chart, the galactic alignments, the star alignments, unpack more of the aspects. We will look at Jupiter in the alignments to the various stars, Polaris, Betelgeuse, what some of the meanings and themes are, when it will conjoin Sirius B, Mersum, some of the meanings there, when it conjoins Alhena and Gemini, some of the meanings there, the themes, Jupiter conjoining Sirius A, when, some of the themes as well, Jupiter conjoining Canopus and Argo, Castor and Pollux, Procyon. So those are the key star alignments that are occurring over the next year, some of the main stars. Now, will it make conjunct alignments to other stars? Absolutely, and other things, but these are just some of the like major stars in astrology. We'll take a look at some of those themes and meanings. We'll look deeper at Jupiter in astrology. We'll look at Cancer zodiac sign. We will look at the Sabian symbol for first degree of Cancer, the Cancer body zone in medical astrology. We'll look at, we'll talk more about food. One of the biggest perks for human life on Earth is eating. Can I get a heaven yeah on that one? So we'll unpack more of the medical astrology of this transit, going into greater depth, greater specifics. We'll look at key dates of Jupiter over the course of this year-long transit, how it relates to the moon, how to really work with that. We will look at Jupiter and esoteric astrology, just an overview of that, Cancer and esoteric astrology, how to really investigate your own natal Jupiter. And in the slides for the class, I will also include information about natal Jupiter in each of the signs so you can learn a bit more about your own natal Jupiter. I will help you identify your natal Jupiter sign, house placement, in case you don't know what it is. So this class is beginner friendly. I have people in class who are very beginner to astrology, and it's wonderful, to more intermediate and advanced in astrology, and there's really something for everyone there. And your questions are very welcome. And with astrology, we're all remembering it. So somewhere in you, you understand all of this and know all of this. We're just waking it up from within you. And that's really the essence of Jupiter and Cancer, waking up what you already know deep down inside of you. So for each of the natal Jupiter signs, you'll get some information about what Jupiter in your sign means from an evolutionary astrology perspective, medical astrology, kind of what to be aware of, and esoteric astrology. And then for possibly the most exciting part of class, although the information is amazing, the Reiki journey is going to be so cool. How it's coming in. We're going to go over the Bridge of Light into the 12th heaven of Jupiter. We are going to connect with Venus and travel to Shapley, the Shapley Attractor octave of Reiki heavens of consciousness. And we're going to be one with the Mycelium network there, the interdimensional, intergalactic, interstellar highway, receive third eye knowledge and psychic guidance all the way out and the beyond, very, very highest heavens of consciousness. We're going to come all the way back to Earth, first heaven of Earth, connect deep, deep, deep into the center of the Earth star chakra, and receive third eye knowledge, psychic guidance here. So really with the intention to reach to the very, very highest heavens of consciousness, receive that total expansion, that contact, whatever the transmission is that's meant to come in, the enlightened transmission, the higher frequencies, and anchor that and really ground in super, super deep, super stable, super solid. And if you're like me, grounding is a continual issue. And so we can receive grounding too. Letting go was like a big thing for me for a long time. It still is. Grounding is probably number two. Letting go. How do I do that? Reiki's helped so much. And with the grounding as well, Reiki's helped a lot, but there's still more to go so that we can keep reaching out, farther up, and really at the same time integrating, embodying, making practical use of what is learned and being really, really connected to the here and now. I think this is such an important part of the starseed mission and the life task. And even if you don't identify as a starseed, you know, coming incarnating from other realms, archangelic realms, having soul experiences, all different kinds of soul experiences, non-physical, other galaxies, other universes. However, you might remember that it's so, so, so important to ground into the here and now, and we're here for a reason. So let's ground in and be even more connected to that reason, to that purpose, to that inspiration, to the abundance and the wealth and the blessings and the gifts and the magic and the miracles of this human lifetime on Earth. So that's all I'll share for now. If you have any thoughts or comments or questions you would like to share, please drop them in the comments below this video. And check out the class. I'd love to have you in the class. The last class was phenomenal, received amazing feedback. So really, really hope that you join class if you feel called to and guided to. It's an amazing sacred circle. Everybody's welcome. And it's just such a joy and an honor that you all are interested in this work as well, and that we can explore this together, because it's so much fun to explore this together. We go farther together, we go deeper together, we go higher together, and what a blessing it is. So thank you so much. I wish you the most abundant, wealthy, magical, emotionally masterful psychic guidance and third eye knowledge, intuitive wisdom, awesome transit of Jupiter in Cancer. I believe it's going to be really, really amazing. And so enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Aho, amen, namaste. So it is. Mahalo. Moon magic and moon blessings to you. May the power of the pearl be with you always.